Welcome to Trek Trav. I am Trav, and this is Star Trek The Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 3. One of our planets is missing. The title's a bit weird. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into this review. We get a distress call from Mentalis, where there is a giant gas cloud approaching the planet. It's consuming them, it's eating them. So they also discuss telling the population of Mentalis or not telling them, because obviously you don't want that ruckus sort of craziness of people afraid for their lives. And they sort of argue about it for like 2 seconds and go, no, you need to tell them. And apparently they get over it in 4 hours and are all quite happy to send the children. I really don't think that would actually happen. But unfortunately, that's just sort of, I suppose they didn't have enough time to deal with that. So the Enterprise is on call. They decide to go and investigate this cloud. They get essentially sucked in. It's made of antimatter. It's structured kind of like a human brain. They are trying to work out how to fix it. It has these antimatter, I want to say like white blood cells that are attacking the Enterprise and blowing up. They are trying to find a weakness. They come up with the fact that they could put matter with the antimatter and it would explode the ship. But they have noticed that the cloud changed courses early on and it may in fact be alive. They have a choice. Destroy it or don't destroy it. Try to talk to it, communicate. Spock says he can't communicate because he can't touch it. But he does, and he does a really funny hand gesture. And he manages to contact the alien cloud and convince it that there are people living on the planet. On the planet he's going to, so Mentalis. We didn't actually see Mentalis. We just sort of saw the outer of the planet. We didn't see anything to sort of connect us. And then randomly, like Kirk knows Governor Wesley personally and knows he has a daughter, but at the very end they just mention that Governor Wesley has a daughter. So it seems really weird that Governor Wesley is so calm about his child not escaping and her possibly dying. Like it's a very random sort of emotional thought for me. One thing I've noticed with the Star Trek animated series is there's a lot of just like reuse of shots of the characters, like Spock at his visual thing, or who are behind. Like they barely move. It's just, so you can just add it in whenever you want to. And as much as I admire the saving of the money, I do think that maybe they should have put more money into it. Like even Scooby-Doo wasn't that bad. But it is one of the things I know about TAS is they didn't have a lot of money and the company wasn't particularly great at not reusing animation. But generally, it just sort of drew away. And also there is a surprising amount of technobabble. It's like because they didn't have the money to do new animation, they just added more technobabble so all the characters stayed where they were and yammered for longer. Like there's some absurdly long technobabble scenes. That's all I'm saying. Also some really good shots of the Enterprise, and I'm pretty sure that they just traced them from the original series, but there's some really interesting shots of the Enterprise flying towards the camera, flying past, like genuinely sort of they've put a lot of effort into it. It's just that there's life inside the Enterprise. And hurrah, it decides to move away and go back to where it was from, Kirk suggesting, of course. Now, the last 2 episodes were fantastic. They had a lot of stuff which, like with the last one with Vulcan and sort of introducing us to that world, the first one with some cool alien ships. This one's biggest introduction is Lieutenant Arix or Ensign Arix, who is our 3-armed new officer working on the bridge. And he's actually really cool. Once again, love to see in CGI. And we did get a clip from, I think it was Strange New Worlds, with one of these aliens in it. So it's genuinely, I'm so glad if we do actually see this character. Otherwise, this is a very I want to say, Gene Roddenberry-esque early Star Trek. Big cloud, turns out to be alive. They don't realize it at first. We do get sort of the threat of the cloud engulfing the planet, and they can't get everyone off the planet. 5,000 children is all they can muster in the 4 hours before it attacks. We get the Spock mind meld, and we get the sort of discussion on life versus destroying it. If they have a choice, they have to destroy it if it goes and threatens the planet. Like, genuinely very standard Star Trek stuff. The biggest difference is it's at a thunderbolt pace. Like, it just keeps going and going and going. And that's the 20-minute runtime of these episodes, which sometimes, and in this particular case, seemed sort of slightly too long, because I'm just like, this story doesn't hold up much. It's very basic. We've seen it in Star Trek the Motion Picture, Big Ominous Cloud. We've seen it in Star Trek 4, Big Ominous Cylinder Thing. Big ominous things that happen to be alive seem to be a Star Trek staple. The 10C in Star Trek Discovery. But I genuinely think this is okay. It's nothing special. I didn't think every episode would be fantastic, but this one certainly isn't the best of the first couple. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this episode. The visuals were really good, so I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And I'll see you next time.